Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Roll20 Presents The Burning Wheel. We should call this episode Roll20 Presents The Potential Beating of an Old Man, but we'll wait and see how that goes in a little bit.
Oh boy.
We missed an episode last week because some of us were attending a convention. How was your PAX, Austin?
It was busy, man. It was good, but it was like super busy. Between panels on site and off site, I think I was on like 4 or 5 panels. And then also had to like cover the show. I didn't have to cover the show, but it would have been a waste of time for me to not be there and go see cool games that I'd never heard of before, you know?
Yeah, I wanted to go to one of your things, the Giant Bomb thing, but it was right in the middle of my brother and me show.
That is completely fair. So. Those guys are hilarious. So, yeah. I would have gone to the Movie Bam show too if I wasn't at the time on a stage trying to be funny. So,
Yeah. So you said this was your first PAX, right?
It's my first PAX ever. It was not only my first PAX ever, it was also obviously my first PAX since becoming an editor at GiantBomb.com.
Right. So this was your first pro convention.
Right. So it was like super community focused for us. We rented a comedy club for like 3 days and and had like the indie mega booth set up some stuff there, and so people could come and play some games with us and like hang out. And we did some panels there also, and that was cool to like meet fans, and that was pretty intense. I met a few people who watched this show, and they're like, "Oh, you're Basil from Roll20 Burning Wheel." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't expect you to recognize me from that, but that's dope." So,
isn't that a great feeling? I love that. It's so
totally.
weird.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did they give you any messages to pass on to the rest of us?
Those are secret for now.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't. No one said like tell them hi. So.
Nameless fan who met Austin at PAX. Step up your game.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's cool. Did you get any chance to like play anything, or were you just?
Yeah. So like on Sunday and Monday, I was just like, I'm gonna go play stuff and write it up. I played a bunch of really cool things. Tabletop wise, I played Mech Deck, and that's a game I liked a whole bunch, and that's in Kickstarter now. It's a game with like 3D printed little modular mechs with like tactical combat, and that was like really fun. Video game wise, I played a billion things. I played Moon Hunters, which was really cool.
I got to play that too.
That game is great.
Steven Lemkin is friends with the main dev on that, and he introduced us. I got to play it. I was Enki, I think maybe. That's
sure.
We're thinking of the same game, right? It's like your Sumerian gods.
Yes, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, the game was pretty fun. What are you shaking your head about, Andrew? You like Sumeria? Who does like Sumeria?
Anytime, like Snow Crashes Forever.
I was about to say, you know who likes Sumeria? Neil Stevenson.
Yeah.
All I could think was Data Seaman as soon as you said it. I was like, why did I think of Data Seaman? And then I like put 2 and 2 together.
Oh boy.
Yep. That's a thing. That's real.
Thanks, Neil.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Neil Stevenson.
It was a cool time. We didn't get to meet up, Adam.
I know, like ships in the night, Austin.
Yeah.
This is the story. This is the story of PAX, though. Like, you'll get used to this. It's the like, oh my god, look at all these cool people that are going that I'm never gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of have to attach yourself to them, and then that's.
But like for every one of those, there was also like oh my god, it's you. Like I didn't know you were gonna be here. Like that's really cool. So I had some good moments like that. So
yeah,
it was nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's.
How about you?
Cool.
How was yours? How was your PAX?
It was hectic. I had a couple of panels, and I know PAX it's a long running tradition for me. I've gone every year for 11 years now, so it's a thing. And I get to see the same. Like I go with the same people every year, so it's kind of my excuse to see them. Gen Con is a bit like that too. Actually, all cons are like, yep, we'll never see you otherwise, so see you at the con. It was good though. I got to do lots of wandering around and playing stuff.
Nice.
I played Swords and Strongholds so much that I think that I am gonna like lose my mind about how great. Like I can't stop playing it. Every time there was 10 minutes, I was like, "You guys want to play some mouse chess with me or what?" Anybody?
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get to try any of the VR stuff that was there? Have you done that stuff yet?
I have a distinct aversion to standing in line.
That's fair. Yeah,
so while all my friends were like, "Oh my god, Oculus," I'm like, "Oh my god, 4 hours of doing anything else."
Mm-hmm. Totally. We had an appointment, so we didn't have to do that, which was
Yeah.
nice. That's the only reason I did it. It was cool. It broke for me, but it broke in this amazing, like, David Lynchian way that had convinced me of the future that VR is real.
Did you have to sign a waiver about how you're going to lose sanity points potentially by wearing it?
Basically, it was just like we lost connection with the dude who was doing the demo, and like there was a moment where I could see him in the VR space, but he couldn't see me. And he was like, "Hey, he's like, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm right behind you." And he's like turns to face me, his like cyberspace digital avatar, like shimmering blue in a gray space, and I like reached out to touch him. And it was just like, oh, no, you could do some cool stuff with this. This could be cool. Like, because besides that, it was always just like toy box stuff. And that stuff is really impressive. But like this moment of intense creepiness. And like we lost connection. I was just in a black room and just like.
I feel like I could get behind the Oculus Rift, but I have a terrible fear of dump shock. So, you know, I don't want to.
That's fair.
I don't want to die of dump shock.
If you want dump shock, just come over to my house. I have an Oculus Rift. It's in a cardboard box just over here. Like, I literally have one. It's sitting on my floor.
Good. Great.
Yeah, sounds great.
Dump shock, yeah, any day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll pass. So, Andrew, I know you have something exciting that happened to you, but we can't ask you about it because it would violate Twitch's terms of service. Do you want to tell us about your experience? Wow. I mean, I want to see it, but we can't show that. So.
Yeah, I got stabbed with tiny needles, maybe like. I would estimate about 1 million times. I don't know. It was like a 5-hour long tattoo. So
yeah, lots of stabbing.
200
Is it a cool tattoo?
I like it. I like it a lot. I like
that question is such a trap. Is it a cool tattoo? Say no. Say no. I dare you.
But yeah, that's what I spent 5 hours of my day yesterday doing, and nice. I'm just like terminally itchy now.
Okay, so chat, if you see Andrew scratching himself, give him shit for it. He's not supposed to.
Hey,
it'll make your tattoo
not my first rodeo. Okay, I'm not going to scratch it.
Sometimes you need your friends to support you and not ruining your tattoos.
Well, actually, speaking of friends supporting me, Hillary was like the absolute best friend ever, and like got me a burrito.
Nice.
Midway through the tattoo, and provided me with snacks.
Nice.
That's solid.
So she's pretty much the best.
Yeah, it's one of her traits. It's on her character sheet. The best.
Tattoo buddy.
Yeah, totally.
Adam, you're gonna need to work in scenes tonight that like vaguely sort of reference itchy things throughout.
I'll have so much pathos to draw on.
Yeah, your shirt hangs heavy on your shoulders like a burlap sack, chafing you so bad.
Don't do it.
So I warned you beforehand, Jess, that I was going to ask you about this. I'm a fake geek boy when it comes to Star Wars, and everybody's all Star Wars today. Can you please explain the Star Wars thing? Because everyone's getting excited, and I don't know why, and it's making me feel weird.
As the UN ambassador for Star Wars.
Start from the beginning.
Apparently I'm the ambassador.
Yeah.
It's Force Friday. Happy Force Friday, y'all. And it's actually not that exciting because it's basically just the day that Disney gets to merchandise the shit out of everything.
Don't go around telling Disney that merchandising day is not exciting.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made billions and billions of dollars. But yeah, all the cool new Star Wars stuff came out today. All the toys, all the clothes, all the everything. And they even had like I think it was like an 18-hour long live stream of unboxings. Just around the globe, people opening up Black Series figures.
The cyberpunk dream of capitalism is real.
Yeah.
It's so real.
Yep.
It was kind of great, actually.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, it's Star Wars.
Today?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool.
No one got any merch. Okay.
I was gonna say, like, what? So, like, my experience
let's poll the 10-year-olds in the chat.
My experience of Star Wars is from that era and slightly beyond. Like, you want to have a long conversation about the general merits of Grand Admiral Thrawn? Yeah, we could have that talk. But
yes, we can. Let's have that talk.
Basically, like after the early extended universe, I just drop off into Star Wars reference here. Enter.
Yeah,
the mall?
I know. I didn't really start getting back into it until
the Sarlacc
animated Clone Wars.
Yeah,
which I actually thought was really good.
Yeah, it has some cool stuff in it. Totally.
I really like Rebels too.
I haven't seen any of that yet, or I saw like the first episode and was like, oh, that's pretty good, and I want to go back and watch.
I think it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much reluctance. Like the prequels
I know.
like sort of crushed everyone's spirit, and everyone's like slowly climbing back up to like actually
It's like, should we trust you again? I don't know.
I'm excited
Try.
about these new movies because George Lucas isn't involved.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It can only get better, right? It can only get better.
Well, we'll reference this VOD at some point in the future if it doesn't.
Yeah, we'll come back
Yeah,
and
that's
refer.
going to be
Come
an
on,
infamous
JJ.
quote.
Episode 6, Star Wars episode. Yeah. So, that I saw just before we depart the Star Wars talk, I saw a cast. I think it was like a cast photo for like a TV show that's coming out. Can someone explain that to me? Do we know anything about that? It's like a Rogue something or other. Do we know about this?
The Rogue One movie.
Is it a movie? See, this is how little I know about Star Wars. I
Yeah,
just
there's-
I saw a bunch of like badass looking people in like a black and white photo, and it was cool because.
Yeah. There's another movie coming out called Rogue One, and it's about. I think it's set like right before Episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's so. What I'm looking at right now says, "Rebels set out on a mission to steal the plans for the Death Star."
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
doing-
where all the
they're doing-
Bothan spies die.
No,
Right.
no. See, I know enough about Star Wars to be able to. No, Bothans died getting the plans for the second one.
Many.
There were no
Oh.
Bothans involved, as far as I
Okay.
know, in the first one.
Okay, many Bothan,
Yes,
but that was the
Star
second. That
Wars.
was the.
If no Bothan spies are dying, I'm out.
Yeah. That's how intelligence budgets are measured in the Star Wars universe. How many Bothans to. Yeah.
It's actually it's not intelligence budgets. It's intelligence defense budgets. It's like
Right.
counter espionage. Like how many Bothans will the opposing force need to
not-
spend?
They're not literal Bothans. They're just a unit of measurement.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It's an abstraction based on
I feel like this year the defense budget's going to need 700 megabothans. Maybe
Right.
800.
A Bothan's worth of intelligence.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
one Bothan work. Yeah.
Well.
This is an example of one of those things that happen in like people adapting fiction where someone will say a single line about any given thing and it'll get spun out into this big thing. Like they're like, yeah, many Bothans died because they were involved in this thing and we don't know anything about it. But then all of a sudden Bothans are like master spies because someone
Right.
mentioned it once.
So one Bothan was a spy
Yeah.
once.
all of a sudden, a parsec is a unit of time.
Right.
Right. Fuck you, science. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Love George Lucas.
Just
I would love it
never
if it was
go
the
to Wikipedia because you will fall into
Yeah, I'm
a
already
mass
there.
spiral.
I'm already there reading about Bothan's
Yeah,
interviews
you'll just keep
as we
going
speak-
forever and
as we
ever.
speak. It's-
The most important thing about Wookiee culture is Christmas, though. It's their love of
Or
Christmas.
Life Day, I think it's called. Yeah.
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 I would love it if it was the opposite that was true about Bothans. That like the reason that they say
Right.
many Bothan spies died is
Because they suck.
They're terrible, or that like they hate deceitfulness. They understood it was so important that even Bothans decided to be spies for us.
Yeah, right. It's many Bothan
Understand.
spies died, in addition
Right.
to the other hundreds of thousands of people
Right.
that also died really doing the mission. Many
Right.
Bothans.
Also some Bothans, which is like, wow, really Bothans? Like, yeah, that's where we were at. We had to be Bothans.
That's what it came down to.
Yeah. Just scraping the bottom of the intelligence operations barrel with Bothans. Awesome. Well, there are no Bothans in our game, thankfully. You have to get your intelligence the old way by breaking man's fingers.
Torture? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about our beliefs and our instincts and our goals, shall we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you wanna start us off, Agnes Baker? What are your
Sure.
beliefs and your instincts?
This would be the day when my sheet is really slow to load. Okay. So I did add a new belief today.
Yeah.
So Agnes, she's discovering that she's just kind of sick of not being in charge of anything.
Right.
She's tired of being the student. She wants to start being her own person and making things happen for herself. And it's gonna directly butt heads with my my woman of few words trait. I guess
Mhm.
we'll just see how that plays out. But my new belief is I must embody the strength of the revolution to effect change.
Nice.
And that basically means she wants to. She's been set up as this kind of like poster woman of the revolution, and she's never really felt comfortable with that, but she's starting to realize that that's a pretty powerful thing, and she should try to speak her mind more often.
Cool. Yeah.
So my old ones are knowledge is power. I will collect any books that may pertain to curses or the supernatural. And killing sucked, but I will do what is necessary to defend the interests of the 12.
Alrighty. That sounds good.
Instincts.
Yeah, tell us about your instincts.
When resting, practice my punches and kicks. Strive for perfection and never work quickly. And always have bread for the party.
Excellent. And what are your, do a quick rundown of your traits for us.
Yeah. Rebel rouser, geometric, drunk, broken in, backbreaking labor, flowery, perfectionist, woman of few words, big boned, determined, power hungry, and greedy.
So many traits. That's awesome.
So trait.
I like that we haven't seen the like drunk side of Agnes yet. That it's just it's a trait that you have, but you're like it's from your student life path, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's a
college
thing.
days, you know?
Yeah, that's right. He used to be a big drinker.
Yeah.
I love that a lot as a grad student. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to call her Agnes the Tank.
Awesome. Yep. Cool. All right. Basil, you want to go next?
Sure. My beliefs and traits my beliefs and instincts are the same right now. This curse sullies our accomplishments, and it must be undone at any cost. For faith to have any place in our new world, the will of God can no longer be an excuse for the sins of man. AKA
Oh yeah, that's
Church of
right.
the Wild.
That's your newish one, right? You added
That is
one
my
last time?
newest one. Yeah,
Okay.
totally. So let me uncheck this
Cool.
thing. And one's birth should never limit one's reach. I will create an organization to help those born to low standing. And then my instincts. Whenever I have a moment free, review the writings of my mentor, the philosopher Gertrude. Always share the victory and its spoils, and always fight dirty. Traits: haunted, muttering, cynical, cowardly, contemptuous, coiffed, mark of privilege, and your lordship.
Nice.
And I have a relationship with the philosopher Gertrude and the deposed Duke. Note is a rivalry and a relationship or a relative.
Right. Yeah. One of those cheaper ones where you're like, they're kind of a big deal, but we don't get along, and it's complicated and weird, and we're related. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So your we talked a little bit at the end of the last session about your traits, and I think Basil more than anybody is like kind of like you're trying to focus less on your traits and more on your beliefs. And there've been several traits that have sort of come up, but not directly.
Yeah, I definitely need to play into it a little bit more. I've been playing contemptuous, I think, pretty strongly with like relation to like hurting other people's feelings. Like I have no problem being Basil the contemptuous asshole. And I've been playing muttering, but it hasn't gotten me in trouble. Or like I've used muttering as a way to get other characters to make choices.
Yeah.
Where it's like that scene in the last game where it was like, I'm not going to come up with anything, so I'm delegating by nature of like needing someone else to do something that isn't fucking muttering right now.
Yeah, and muttering will come up too, I think, in situations where like muttering in my mind, the way I've seen it is like sort of opposite to like woman of few words, where your natural instinct is to just like say what you're thinking out loud, but just quietly.
Right.
Exactly. And so in situations like right now, if you say something shitty, then people are gonna like you're out in the wild, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Right.
But
When
once
it's
we
just
get back
us
to
in a room, when it's like, and it's me trying to mutter out, it's Basil trying to mutter out like a solution to a problem and not getting anywhere with it, not a big deal. And in the middle of court, big deal.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I definitely want to start playing up haunted and cynical a little bit more. And coiffed came up in my debate with Rooster. So
I believe the harsh invective, "Why don't you go shave your beard?" came up.
That's a pretty harsh one.
I mean, it is like that's a thing you would say to a noble. Like,
yeah. Totally.
Yeah. It's weird that that's a thing, but it totally would be.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
trying to think of a real life analogy for that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you were like, if you were from like a working class background and then like you came back once in a while and someone was like, why don't you go get your Maserati washed, or whatever. Like,
right.
Why don't you go get your suit, put on a different suit?
Some nice clean fingernails you got there. Like,
Right, yeah, exactly. Oh, real soft hands. There it is,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh yeah, you keep your hands real nice, don't you? Like, not like us in the fucking mines, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I like it. All right, Rooster.
So my beliefs are that my companions are strangers to hardship, and it is my place to bear the worst of it for them. Basil thinks I am fit to lead because he doesn't understand the lot of a slave. It is his place to lead, and I should convince him of that. I could die tomorrow. A pity to have all this money I can't take with me. Enjoy it now before I'm dead or it's taken away. Always defer to authority. These are my instincts now. Always defer to authority. When someone tries to touch me or connect emotionally, push them away. When there is downtime, hone my fighting skills. And then for traits, I'm masterless, scarred. I have a gambling addiction. I'm a survivor. I'm pliant, silent, brutish, lame, broken, and stubborn.
You're in great shape. You're a good person. You really got your life together, Rooster. That's cool.
Hey.
There's an NPC in Shadowrun Hong Kong, which I'm playing through right now, who's called the Rooster, and he has a bodyguard named the Talon, and I was just like so excited the whole time. So you're set up perfectly to have instincts that come in conflict with your beliefs and with each other. Like, I mean, Austin, if you ever want to help Andrew earn some points, just command him to hug you.
Yeah. Yo, you mean in the game?
No, I mean, whatever, in real life.
Yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
I give out points for that in real life, too.
If we were in the same room, I would hug Austin, except right now my chest really is sensitive. I wouldn't maybe do it.
but what if Austin commanded you to hug him?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All right, Woodsman, who I think in the first episode we like decided, we'll figure out your name later, and it just never happened.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that actually, and I kind of have a I think I have a name in mind, but I'm not ready to actually reveal it. I think that'll play out in game.
So when the Woodsman dies, we learn that your name was Robert Paulson.
Yeah, damn it.
Sorry, man. Spoilers.
Spoil that. Okay, just before I get into this, I want to know who's responsible for the Roll20 tweet with the Johnny Cash lyrics, because that is some low-hanging fruit, burning wheel that they just picked and just went for it.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have to stretch for
I'm shaking my head at you, whoever you are.
I can honestly say I just retweeted it. I'm not responsible for the original terror. Yeah.
No, it's pretty good though. So my beliefs are that in betraying the ruler, I betrayed myself and my family, and I won't let myself become close. So I won't let myself become close with anyone. I also think the world is a cold, violent place, and life has little meaning, so I don't mind risking mine without pause. And still working on that third belief, which is centering around the rooster. But I guess moving on to instincts.
Okay.
I'm suspicious of strangers, so I never let my guard down. I don't sleep well at night, so I wander and hone my skills in the late hours. And upon the first hint of danger, I conceal myself as best I can, even when with the party.
Excellent. I'm surprised you don't have a belief that's like, I feel bad for being so mean to that nice girl who made a hat for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and make amends.
Hats are dumb.
I'm not sure I do feel bad.
He said it was a nice hat.
I don't see him wearing the hat. Is he wearing the hat?
That's
No.
true.
I'm sure the hat will make a reappearance. The hat is still in my possession.
I'm just waiting for the right weather. Don't worry. I'm gonna wear the hat.
I mean, there was a heat wave in Graustadt.
In the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too hot for the hat. You got frostbite.
All right. So my
Tell
traits
us about your traits.
are broken man, fearless, mind-numbing work, alcoholic, determined, greedy, entrepreneurial, and my ulcer from my terrible run-in with the halberd.
Several halberds.
Well,
no
yeah.
less.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Okay, we won't. It's fine.
And I have a relationship with Johan.
That's right. Yeah, he's your first circles. Johan
Yeah.
the Hunter. Cool. All right. So I mean, we can just jump straight back into where we were at last time. You have at your mercy one Gustav, seneschal to Castle Graustad, who prior to your arrival had more or less just been like invisible to everybody around, right? Like doing his thing and taking care of the castle, and then you upstarts came along, and suddenly now he's being aggressively interrogated by you outside of the.
I've got like his arm behind his back, and I'm like on the verge of breaking one of his fingers.
Yeah.
And dude is like, he's been like super placid through this whole experience, right? Like he hasn't really acted scared or flinched or anything like that.
No, I think what the impression. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you the impression you got, but yes, he was pretty unflappable he was very polite to his tormentors. So I want to just.
So here's the thing. I just want to remind people of the line that made us kind of go like, okay, is that he kind of basically said like, my job is not to be seen, is to do things that can't be seen, basically. Like
yeah. He's like
I'm supposed to be not seen and not heard and get things done. So.
So suspicious.
So there was something that was a little suspicious to us. I just want to make sure there wasn't nothing.
Rooster is convinced that he's like a slave who has like betrayed all the other slaves. Essentially, he's like the house slave who was a dick to all the other ones. And so I was being mean to him for that reason. The woodsman saw him doing some kind of exchange of money with the nun.
Yeah, so the sister left a bag of coins in a loose brick in one of the walls of the castle, and he recovered it. And woodsman saw all of that happen.
He pocketed some of it.
I don't remember that.
I did.
Ooh.
The audience.
All right, because he got a resources dice, right?
Yeah, he has a cash die.
Yeah. What
the boat remembers.
What's the seneschal's name? Did we ever get the name?
Gustav. Yeah, Gustav.
Yeah.
So I want to clarify here that in Burning Wheel there are two skills that could theoretically come into play. In Burning Wheel, interrogation and torture are two different skills. They can be forked into one another, but they're different. Interrogation is getting information out of a person, so you can interrogate someone without tying them to a chair and hitting them with stuff. But that's the skill for obtaining information. Torture is the skill of hurting someone until they acquiesce to a demand or reveal information. But with torture, you don't ask questions. You say what you want them to admit, and then you roll, and if you succeed, they admit to it.
Yeah.
And that's it. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. You can just get someone to. So if, depending on who's making the roll and what you're doing, if you just want him to admit to doing something wrong, torture would be the skill. But if you want to find out what he is doing or saying, what his intent is here, then interrogation would be the skill for that.
Yeah, so I think things are going to take a turn that maybe folks weren't quite expecting, where Rooster is like about to break the dude's finger, and he's just like not really reacting.
I mean, he's like grunting, and like he's in his body is reacting that he can't like.
Yeah, but and so
he's got a good poker face though.
Yes.
I go to like snap his finger, and he like doesn't really phase him, and then I just stop.
Okay.
And shove him away, and was like, huh. He's no stranger to the lash.
Do you let him go, or do you
I kick him to the ground. Like I just like,
okay, yeah, he falls and like sprawls on the cold stone floor.
Yeah, and Rooster's just like, we're gonna have to like, hurting him isn't gonna do it, basically.
So he like gets up and kind of brushes his robes off and looks at you and kind of scowls, and he's like, I should say so.
What room are we in again?
Cradle's in. You're in the foyer.
Right.
Like you're just out in the open.
Yeah, let's move into what were we gonna say?
Are we like right outside of the room where we took the?
Yeah, we were like,
boy.
The boy is nearby.
Yeah, we're like just down the hall, I think.
Yeah.
Are there like other servants? Are they like in the corners, just like what is going on?
Yeah, is anyone else around?
Yeah, I mean, the teapot smashing made enough noise that yeah, there's probably a couple of people like peering from like an open doorway, kind of like timidly. They don't run away when you look at them, but they like they're kind of like watching to see how you're handling this.
And yeah, I think Rooster just like looks at Basil after making that statement.
This is going to be a long night. Let's move to a place with chairs and talk this out. Bring him with us. That was a look to Rooster to bring this dude with us, to like lift him and carry him, like by the scruff of his neck, hopefully.
Yeah, I shove this dude along as we go to wherever it is we're going.
Okay.
Is there like some sort of like either like a meeting room or even I guess like a dining room would be
Well,
fine?
the way we talked about Graustadt before is it's like full of empty rooms. There's just like.
Right.
You get the impression that they've like broken down the furniture before to like use it for firewood, and like
Sure.
at one point in the grand history of this duchy, it was probably a lot better furnished and people stopped here, but not so much now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, Basil's plan is to like just take this dude into a room and interrogate him and make it a long night and just like, we're going to work this out. We're going to get everything we can from this guy. He understands how Graustadt works and understands the relationships between like, him and the nun and the church and the nobles in general more than I do. And I explicitly want to know what his relationship is with that church.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how it describe the situation. Who's there with us? Who's all there?
Okay. All right. So you just want to find a room.
Yeah, and like
Okay.
I'm hoping that I'm kind of gesturing that the woodsman and the baker will come with us.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think the woodsman's engaged. He stays in the back, but he's following.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So you find an empty room. Maybe that looks like it was like a secondary dining room or like a pre-dining room where you'd like hang out and have drinks or whatever before you can drink. There's
Rich people
spots.
so fancy.
I know, right? They have like rooms for
Dinner.
everything.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. There's the powder room, the powder staging room, the pre-powder room. In this room though, there's spots on the wall where the like plaster is discolored where there used to be like paintings hanging. There's a threadbare rug on the floor, or carpet rather, because I guess it's woven. It's not whatever. We don't need to discuss the difference between a rug and a carpet.
No.
Is it? Would you describe it as itchy?
Yeah. And I think that this room, when you come in, there's another door, like a servant's door, that's on a swinging hinge. And when you come in, you disturb like an old dog that was like lying on the carpet here next to a chair, and he like gets up and kind of scampers out of the room through the servant's door.
Oh.
All right.
And there's like several chairs here that, again, like the castle, at one point would have been expensive and fine, but are all sort of moth-eaten and worn down now by time and use.
What's your plan, Basil?
We work him for information. It's we're talking to the side, right? We're not like he's not right in front of us right this second.
No, I'm bullying him into a corner.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to take the lead on this, woodsman? You're the one who saw what he did.
I mean, I feel like I've done as much as I can. I know it was that fucking guy that took some shit out of the wall, but I mean, I don't know what you want to do with him.
You're
not going to talk,
do you
apparently.
have any proof that he took anything from the wall?
Hey, come on.
It would help our case, woodsman.
Let me just check something real quick, and I want to like go just step outside the room for a second and like look at some of those coins that I yanked.
I just have to check something unrelated. Excuse me a moment. I've got to take this call.
I gotta take this call.
1 second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bow is ringing. Excuse me.
I'm just like, just hold on. I'll be right back.
Woodsman business.
Okay.
I got it.
Sigh. Basil makes like rubs his temple and just like I can't believe this is
So
it.
I pull out my flask and I like click it and like to imply that like I just gotta deal with this real quick.
Okay.
Just gotta refill.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Is there anything about the coins that I picked up that have some significance to them, or is it just like generic currency of the place?
They were minted, as with, I think, much of the currency currently in circulation. They were minted during the old regime. They're primarily silver coins, varying in their like mix of silver and other things. Like the lowest grade coins, the ones that are worth the least, are the least silver. They have like zinc and nickel. Yeah, it's a mix of value of coins. They appear to be of varying ages. Made in the past order. You know that the like legal mandate in the kingdom now is for people to bring their old coins to the capital or to a taxation representative to exchange them for the new revolutionary coins.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have like the baker or the rooster on them. Yeah, they're taken to be exchanged. These are old coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is everyone rolling around with old coins in this town, or
Yeah, probably.
I
I mean,
couldn't have made it this far, right? We just liberated them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the order went out to be like, hey, guess what? Change has happened. Come on in
Right.
and exchange
We're
your
melting
coins
down
and
the old
rulers.
But it didn't necessarily take so well.
Yeah.
Seems
All
like
right,
they
so-
were adaptive.
So while I'm out there, I think I grab like 2 coins or so,
Yeah.
and I just keep them in my hand and go back in, and I say to Basil, "Hey, so I thought I picked this up when I was following him when he came out of the when I saw him grab that stuff out of the wall. He dropped this in the woods. I don't know if it means anything. I figured it was just some coin." And I just hand him the coins there.
All right, this will help. This will help.
I just say, Basil, I'm confused. I believe the woodsman, but this man helped the boy. Why would he have helped the boy?
Because sometimes you have to establish an alibi. You have to convince people that you're not a threat, and then, for instance, you could help kill the empress and overthrow the entire government. There are ways about being the sort of skulking in the dark figure that I've picked up from here or there, and I recognize them in this man. I recognize them because I'm very familiar with those behaviors myself. So, the thing is, we need to know what he's covering up by being such a quiet, nice, polite man. The nicer he
tricked
is,
me.
he tricked lots of us. I see the anger. Maybe you should talk to him. Recognizing the anger in your eye.
I'm just like cloud of
Convince
flour.
him. I hand you the coins. It's clear
Okay.
you care about the boy who's injured. Let
Who's
him
that?
know how much you care about that, and that his honesty will help us all here.
I love that Basil's strategy is separate and delegate.
Always.
It's really good.
Always. Yeah. It's almost to where I want to change that instinct
Well,
to be
there's-
that, because that's what he's doing.
Well, there's
You know
this,
what I mean?
there's the unstated part of that, right? Where you're like, I share the spoils, but the unstated part is make everybody do the work to deserve the spoils, right?
Exactly.
The like,
Totally.
no, it's my instinct to share as long as you earned it, which I'm gonna
Right.
make you do.
Which I'm gonna fucking make you do.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I then open the door and usher us in. Agnes first.
Meanwhile, Rooster's been bad copying this dude pretty hard.
So what are you doing to soften him up? Because he's
Oh,
been
boy.
he's like, sir, I have things to do. This castle won't run itself, you know.
I think Rooster goes on a tirade about how everything that this man believes in is dying or already dead.
Okay, I want to have that conversation.
Yeah,
tell me
so-
about that.
Rooster's just
Yeah, so I think he protests. He's like, we've gone quite far enough, and it's you need to let me go. I have things to do, and this castle will fall apart without me.
I look around this castle's already falling apart, old man. And with it, all the fucking tyrants in charge too. So why not get with the program? Update a little bit. I know you're old, you might still change.
He looks
Look
at
at
you and
me.
shakes his head, and he's like, you're obviously not from anywhere near here. And he looks at you, and you're ethnically different than these people, right?
Oh yeah, and like my like, I just like face change like.
He says,
Oh, really?
I don't know what it's like where you're from. But the Duval family have ruled here for generations, and my family has served them.
And I'm just like, oh, you don't think I know what it's like here? I was born 2 counties over. I killed men for the old government here. I bled to defend your soft little ass all over this fucking kingdom. Don't fucking talk to me like that. And I'm like leaning in on him. Like,
Sure, I think he
gets
kind
my
of
gross breath in his face.
He looks you up and down, and it's like, I can see that you're like a mad dog. This is all you know, violence. Well, fine, you can't intimidate me. I'll wait until someone more sensible comes along to speak to you. He like folds his arms under his robes, kind of like scowls
better hope
at
they
you.
do, because I'm not wearing this uniform as some kind of joke.
I just imagine you like just barking in his face. You're like full on DMXing him here, and he's just like, no, please, I will wait. Let me talk to your manager.
And yeah, like I just like I don't drop it. I'm just like, although you wouldn't know what this uniform means. Stuck inside, playing nice with all the masters. I like spit.
Mm-hmm. He seems more upset that you just spit on the carpet than he does about anything that you've just said. Like he looks like he scowls and he gets this look like, I'm gonna have to send someone to clean that up later.
So I think Rooster is maybe starting to clue in that his original assessment was not as terribly accurate, given this guy's current like line of reasoning.
Yeah,
there's no like connection here, so it's like, talk to me like this. People like me built all of this shit for you to live in, looking pretty. Everything you have isn't even yours; it's mine. I made it. People like me made it. What do you have now? Now that we've taken it back, nothing. You have some dream of this castle ever. And I like look around like, this is a pile of rocks, and you're gonna die in it.
He lets you vent, and he shakes his head and says, "That's where you're wrong, boy. That was not the dream. This is the dream. A very bad dream at that. And soon this whole kingdom will wake up. And this," he gestures at you, "you'll blow away like so much dust. I only hope that I'm alive to see it."
I'm just like, you ever want to wake up from this dream, you're going to talk. You don't have to talk to me. I don't even want to hear it. You talk to me, I'm just going to punch you in the face. You talk to those people. You tell them what they want to know.
Yeah, and I think that's when the door like is opening. You talk to these people. Okay.
I think I just like spit at his feet again and then like walk away when I hear the door open.
Okay. When you turn like to walk away, he takes out a handkerchief and he bends down and like wipes the spit off of the floor. God. Flaps his like handkerchief and tucks it back into his pocket.
Oh man.
Oh boy. I kind of stand in kind of one of the corners and just like cross my arms and watch the others go to work.
I go find there's furniture in this room still, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I grab like a chair or something. I assume there's no fire lit in it.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
cold,
so I
it's
go
cold
and,
in the room.
Here's how I'm helping with the interrogation. I grab a chair and then I just like break it. I like shatter it on the floor and start making a little fire with the like shattered pieces of it.
Okay.
And just like really try to get under his skin.
Yeah, he scowls, right? He doesn't like you busting up his furniture. Yeah.
All right, Master Interrogator Agnes, get in there.
Yeah.
I just kind of come stomping into the room. I'm a little fired up, pissed off. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know how to interrogate someone, so I just kind of like stomp up to him, and I'm like, "We found these in the courtyard. Explain yourself."
He looks at the.
I'm like
I assume you're
showing him the coins,
thrusting the coins in his face. Yeah. He looks at them and looks at you, and he says, "You found those in the courtyard, you say?"
Yes, I say.
Oh, lucky you.
Deaf.
There's a well out back the children throw coins into and make wishes. Perhaps you should make use of
Our
it.
woodsman saw you there.
In the courtyard.
Yes, in the courtyard.
How unsurprising. I have been known to use it to get from building to building now and then.
What would a person of your stature be doing sneaking around with money?
I'm not sure which part of that to answer first. The accusation that I would sneak anywhere, or that I shouldn't have money. Which would you like me to address?
I don't care. Just answer my question.
He says, well, I wasn't sneaking anywhere. And two, I have money on me. I don't understand why this is such a sin. I mean, you're carrying money now. Is that not allowed? Are we to bequeath all of our money to the revolution?
What's your relation to this nun?
He squints at you. The sister. We're not related at all.
That's not what she meant, and you know it.
Why'd you call her sister then?
Then whose sister is she? Where are the drugs? So, yeah, Basil, you say that's not what you meant, and he turns
So
to you.
as far as we can tell, you're either stealing money from the church, or the two of you have something very sneaky going on. And we want to know what that is.
If you're so concerned with the church, maybe you should go down the hill and have a conversation with the nun that lives there.
I'm not allowed in the damn church.
Well, that's a shame for you, isn't it?
No, not really.
So he like looks at Basil and he says to you, Basil, like, I'm having trouble making sense of any of this. If you have an accusation, please go ahead. If not, I would like to be let free.
No. We have questions, and we'll be here until you answer them. And we're going to take turns asking them, and you're going to sit here and wait. And we're going to go about our business, and we're going to have wonderful breakfasts, and you're going to sit here and wait. And then I'm going to go out and tell some stories to the town folk, and they'll enjoy them, and we'll laugh. And you're going to sit here and wait. And then in a week or two's time, the cold will run in, and we'll be in bed with blankets, warm and happy. And you'll be sitting here waiting. And a year from now, this town will be run by different people, and I will let them know that until you speak, you will sit here and wait. Or you could answer our questions. What are you doing with the nun? What aren't you telling us?
Well, I think you can probably make an oratory test as a linked test to the actual interrogation.
I'll take it.
As you do. So you make the big speech about the doomed fate he has in his remaining years.
Yeah.
So let's say oratory ob2 to get a bonus die for whoever's going to follow up with the interrogation bit.
Okay. I think I'm just going to roll it straight. I don't know that I have anything to fork in here.
Okay.
I'm double checking, but not really. No. Okay.
All right, rock and roll.
Ob2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whew. All right.
got that 6.
Do you want to re-roll it? All you're doing is you're going to give somebody an extra die for the interrogation roll.
Spend the fate.
I'm spending the fate. I have it.
All right, so just roll a d6. There you go. Roll again.
Yeah, listen, may as well.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you got your 2 successes.
Yep.
And so are you the one that follows up, or does somebody else step up?
No, I think I'm passing it back.
Okay.
Delegate.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, I'm there to. I'm like spinning plates. My friends are the plates I'm spinning. They need to spin on their own. You know.
All right.
You need some
So
momentum.
Adam.
Yep.
Can I maybe make an observation roll to just attempt to see if there's anything about either watching this exchange happening or just like looking at the Gustav's person that may link him definitively to the events I witnessed? Because I have observation as a skill.
It's true. I'm just trying to think if I think observation is probably the most likely if that's what you're doing. So I guess what do you want to do here? You want to observe something that will help in the interrogation? Like you want to dredge up a clue? Are you Sherlock Holmesing this guy?
Yeah, my goal would be to find something that will at least link
I've got an idea in my head of what you might observe if you succeed. So
Okay.
To observe this particular detail, let's say observation versus obstacle 3. It's a small detail, but it's there.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to fork into said?
Well, I was thinking, I mean, if I'm sort of recalling the actual event of sort of following him, I could maybe put tracking in there. But I don't know if...
Yeah, I mean, it's giving you context for your observation. Sure.
Can I help?
I mean, your character doesn't know that he's doing this, right?
So here's my line of reasoning.
Okay.
I was offering to help with intimidate, and basically my whole shtick before has the guy rattled, so he's letting something slip.
Yeah, or he's not noticing he's not noticing he needs to hide something. That makes sense. Yeah, exactly. You can help. Sure.
Plus, you lit a fire, and you can see better by the fire.
That's a. So this is the thing that I like about Burning Wheel. Like those things in a lot of role-playing games are bullshit and annoying to have the players be like, yeah, but what about this? But that's how you play Burning Wheel. So yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can actually have 2 dice. You can have an advantage for the improved light, and you can take the extra one from the rooster distraction.
Okay.
So you've got three extra dice on top of your observation test. I hope you were not looking to advance it. It's gonna
and you said it's
Ob 3.
Ob 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, killing it. Okay. So you notice on the hem of his robes, there's like a burr caught on his robe, and you know for a fact that the plant that this came from doesn't grow anywhere inside the courtyard. In fact, it only grows on the north side of the castle where you caught him skulking around earlier.
Okay, awesome. All right, so is anyone with him right now?
No, it's just him and the group of you in the room, and probably people eavesdropping on the other side of the door.
Right. All right, so I walk up to him without anyone else. I just walk up to him, and I get up close, and I whisper to him, and I say, "Look, Guster, here's the thing. You and I both know that I saw you doing what you did because I was there and you were there. But here's the thing. You may not have realized that you actually left a little clue for us here that links you to this event that you are so vehemently denying. You see that burr right there? And I snag it off of his cloak or whatever, hold it up to him. I'm like, these only grow on the north side of the walls. And if you've been here as long as you claim to have been here, you know that too. So I don't know what to tell you except that you're busted.
Awesome. Okay, so he's like sputtering and like gasping, and unless anybody wants to step in and like actually interrogate him, this feels like the role. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let's figure out how many dice you get for it. So you don't have interrogation, right?
No.
Okay. So interrogation is based on will. This guy's will is, I said it as 4, but it should actually be 3. So his will is 3. So it's going to be ob 6, which means that you have, how many dice do you have for will?
2.
Okay, so you got 2 dice. You've got a bonus die from the oratory, from that help. You've got another bonus die from your evidence from that test, so you've got 4. You're gonna need to scrounge up some more dice. Agnes, do you want to help?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't know what I can use though. Can you use like rule of law maybe?
If you can explain to me how the law would help you in this situation, and that's not me calling bullshit. That's me saying like just make something up if you want.
Like, just because we're trying to police him.
Right, because it's like, so you're just gonna jargon him and just be like using legal like force, basically.
Or threatening the consequences that are defined in the law.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So while
Okay.
he's in here, and so your part of the interrogation is to be like, look, if you don't fess up, we are within our legal bounds to do all kind of bad shit to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's 5 dice.
Can I help by being the bad shit?
Yes. Yeah. So what skill are you gonna use to do that? To help.
Either intimidation or some kind of violent skill, I guess, would
Okay.
make sense.
Do you have intimidation?
I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can help.
That's how
with
I
that.
helped previously as well.
That's your jam. Yeah, you're being intimidating. Okay. All right. So that's 6 dice. You need them all to be successes, unless you have. Do you have anything? I mean, you can't fork because you don't have the skill yourself. So.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's take our first break here, and we can come back and find out if you interrogate Gustav successfully. That sound good?
Drama.
All right. Cool. So stick around. We'll be back in just a minute. Thanks for watching.